Good morning, everyone. Not morning where you're at? That's okay, because you can have eggs for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Welcome to episode 54 of Three Eggs Are Better Than One. I am Brad Stanton, along with fellow eggs Brian Remza and Matt M. Oh, reversed it. We would like to thank all of you for the positive feedback from last week. We answered some questions, one of which, do you know anybody named Wendy? Random. If it's your first time listening to the show, we like to do a thing called Sunny Side Up. It's our good news of the week. So, Matt, what do you got for us this week?
Well, our good news is you may have noticed we have new theme, and I want to send out a big thanks to our a day one listener and real life friend of mine, Jimmy James C. He's a musician, and he recorded a couple of alternate versions of our theme music, and you can hear that at the beginning and the end of the episodes now. So thank you very much. James has real music out there on the internet. If you want to search for him on YouTube or Bandcamp or whatever kind of platforms you normally look for music, Jimmy James C is the artist name. So thank you, James. Hope you guys enjoy trying to spruce things up around here. And the second thing I want to mention, which is really the complete opposite of a sunny side up, but I feel like we need to throw a little shout out to our friend Rebel. Um, For those for those of you who don't know who that is, she is a wrestler slash pro wrestler slash manager character. She has spent time in TNA slash Impact Wrestling, very brief stint in NXT over in the WWE world, and then most recently in AEW. So she's been on TV and stuff. She's been involved with the wrestling podcast community, which is why we know her. We've met her and hung out with her. She's very cool, super sweet. And the reason why I'm bringing her up is because she's been having some health challenges. And it seems like this past weekend they got very, very serious. And she posted a really alarming video about it. And it's very sad. And I feel terrible about it. And she's such a sweetheart of a lady. So best wishes to her. I'm sure you guys feel exactly the same as what I'm saying here.
Absolutely. We go way back with her. First off, again, the theme music is great. Thank you again. Yeah, it was just seeing her, just everything about her just felt so different and sad. And yeah, I just hope she can get through this, get out of the woods. And yeah, when I was just watching a video the other day of Love Shack when I did Love Shack for Top Guy Weekend, and she's in that video. And
Karaoke.
what did I say?
You just said Love Shack.
Yeah, karaoke. And she was part of that along with our friend Efren and Corey, Forrester. Like it was just such a great thing, and they're all there like jumping up and down. And these things are doing. I just, just a good memory that I have of her. Not to mention some of the happy hours that we did online with her, and I just wish her all the best.
Nope, absolutely. She's a sweetheart, like Matt said. She's a sweetheart lady and just so kind and giving of her time, especially to us when it ad free shows and everything like that. So just wish the best for her.
So yeah, that is the complete opposite, Matt. But it did need to be said. So thank you for that. Man, my sunny sides up have been getting shorter and sweeter. I wake up this morning and I have a notification on my phone, and it says it's from Maps of all things. And it says, think of an alternative route to work because you're going to be stuck in traffic. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, of course. I mean, I don't think Maps is talking to me, but it says take an alternate route. Well, guess who doesn't listen? Me. So I get on Route 1, as we call it, and guess what? Clear as clear can be. Not an issue at all. Got to work in less time than normal. I don't need the map. I don't need a notification. I'm just going to do what I do, and I'm going to go the way I want to go. I don't need any advice, okay? I don't need any advice from any of my technology. Sunny side up, got to work on time, ignored the notification.
That it's always great to beat technology. Let's be honest here. That's the benefit of
Especially
this.
if you're Brad.
Yeah.
Winner, winner.
Did you get the chicken dinner?
See, I didn't go that far.
You know,
Mm.
you have that feeling sometimes where, like, let's say you're driving and you see a road sign that they can change on the fly and it's advising of a traffic condition. And you wonder, is this going to influence such a large percentage of cars to go a different way? And then you go ahead and go the way you were going to go, which is the way the sign doesn't want you to go. and it all evens out because, the sign pulled so many people away.
I have been on the wrong side of this though as well. I usually roll the dice, and boy, oh boy, have I gotten stuck.
Yeah, I mean, I have to. We all have. We all have.
Yeah. All right, Bryant. What are you so happy about?
Sunny side up this week for me is as this is dropping, it is Thanksgiving week. We're gonna be heading into Thanksgiving here on Thursday, and for me, sunny side up is getting some time off to also enjoy the long, elongated football weekend. Thursday, we get football with the NFL on Thanksgiving. Friday, Rivalry Friday, all the great rivalries in college football. I know Matt doesn't care about college football, but we've got that. And then Saturday, we've got more college football. Sunday's the NFL. Just a great slate of college and pro football coming up on a day where it's designed for us to all stuff our faces. I mean, who doesn't enjoy making some turkey, ham occasionally for some of us, some people out there, but it's about the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, all the great fixins, the side dishes. Sunny side up on getting to stuff my face and watch football.
Yeah. The Eagles are playing on Black Friday, and unfortunately, I'm going to be
Yeah.
traveling. It looks like.
Mm,
Yeah, they've been doing the Black Friday game, which why the hell not?
It's a
yeah.
weird time of day, 3 o'clock. It's very
Yeah.
odd. It's like the AFC or NFC championship game. It's like the only time there's games on at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's weird, right?
Is that the Netflix? Is that on Netflix?
I
Because I
Uh,
know there's
believe
some
it
Netflix games coming up.
is on Netflix. I think it was last year.
Okay.
Last year the Christmas game was on Netflix.
Yes, yes. I
That's the
don't
one I'm
know.
thinking of, maybe.
Black
Amazon?
Friday
Amazon?
might be
Oh, it
on
could be
Amazon.
Amazon,
I
yeah.
think that's on Amazon, like the Thursday games.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing that always gets me is doing the NFL games in the middle of the heart of the most waited for college football weekend. Because
Wow,
rivalry weekend this weekend, Black Friday
yeah,
always has some of the biggest games on it. That
who gives a shit?
yeah,
Wow.
we know you
Wow.
don't, of course.
Wow. Uh, stuffing wise, I don't know if we've ever talked about this before. Homemade stuffing inside the bird, or are you a stovetop guy?
My mom does homemade stuffing, but she does it outside of the turkey. So like she does it in the has their own her own. It's a family recipe, and it's just made outside the turkey,
Okay.
but
Matt,
not the box stuff.
Matt stovetop or no stuffing at all? Which one?
No, they're stuffing. My mom's been the usual
Mm.
cook. I'm pretty sure she makes it out of a box. And I didn't know inside the bird was a real thing. I thought that was stuff of legend.
Well, first, I'd like to
Hmm.
say that I try to stay away from bread and bread type products.
Thank you.
But if I do, my mom and I'm gonna have it, my sister, they make it both ways. They have some they stuff it in the bird, and there's some they have out of it. I know it sounds really disgusting. It's just basically sticking this stuff right up a bird's ass, right?
Hmm.
Man, I love it.
Which one do you which one do you prefer? The one in the
Inside,
bird or outside?
inside, yeah.
Okay.
It
You
took
probably get all
me,
the turkey juices and everything with it too,
yeah,
right? Yeah, that's
yeah.
why.
And I was north of 40 before I even dared to try it. And yeah, because it's one of those acquired tastes, I guess, huh?
Mhm.
Anyway, well, great interaction, guys. Which brings me to hard boiled. So I'm back at the deli, and I said I wanted a half a pound of chipped ham, and the guy was new and did not know what chipped ham was. Had to ask people behind him, which I actually appreciated that he was asking questions. It did not come out well. It did not come out well. I don't even know what the ham is. It's not the ham I asked for. There's some brown spots in it. I don't know. I'm not eating it. Second, I asked for a half a pound of cheese, and he says, "We are no longer allowed to slice the cheese. You can only take the prefab."
What?
What is going on in the
It's a
world?
deli. They have deli slicer machines.
Yeah, no, that is they don't have time for that now. They have made the cheese. That's the cheese you get. That's it. At least that day.
What?
Yeah.
What else are they doing?
They're not doing. Well, first off, there's one of them, and there's 9 people in line. It's like It's like a movie it's ridiculous. This is just the way it is. And then now, guess what? I'm back in the locker room, back with my favorite cleaning lady, and she followed me in there 3 times. 3 times. And I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Brad, is there anybody else in there?" I'm like, "You're in here already. You know who's in here. You know
Yeah,
I'm in here."
I'm in here.
Then she told me how old she was. I don't need to know these things, okay? I'm starting to take the hint. I really am starting to take the hint. She's 67 years old. A 67-year-old cleaning lady looking for the pee-pee show.
EP show.
She, it's
Oh,
unbelievable. Hey, Brad, is there anybody else in here? She's standing in front of me. Why don't you just go look? Why don't you go ask them? Stop acting
Again,
like you care now. You don't care, okay?
again, I just love that you're on a first name basis. I love that.
I don't know her name. She knows mine. Unbelievable. All right, so I'm at a Sweet 16 birthday party, by the way, fourth one this year. Number four. And there is it's a pretty good event. Lots and lots of food. I mean, so much food. There's, if no matter what kind of dietary restrictions, Matt, you would have, um, they had everything for you, every item possible. And one of the girl's friends, she was there with her boyfriend, and he is eating a Wawa hoagie in the middle of all this food. Now, you don't know what that is, Brian. Wawa is like that convenient gas station. You know what I mean? But it has a ton of food there. We all go there in this area. It's pretty big. I mean, but the fact that he couldn't find anything to eat. I mean, there were chicken tenders here. There were even chicken tenders for kids. Like they had everything you could imagine. Pasta, like chicken parmesan, roast beef, like sausage, meatballs, salad, and then like chicken fingers for kids, French fries for kids, and he couldn't find anything. He had to have a Wawa hoagie. So then the end of the night comes, and we're part of this cleanup crew, as always. But you ever been in a situation where you just don't belong and you don't even know what you're supposed to be doing? I'm standing there and everything around me is going on. My one friend is taking things apart, putting things together, shuffling things, and I'm looking at my other friend, and we're just cracking up because we don't have any, no, there is no use for us. I started holding the 1 and the 6 with the Sweet 16 and just walking around the building because I didn't know what to do, but I wanted to look busy. And then he caught me doing that and couldn't stop laughing. But yeah, don't bring Wawa hoagie. Just eat it in your car. I mean, eat it in your car because that's just insulting.
it's a little insulting.
Yes, little insulting. How about this one? There you go, Matt.
That's the out of touchness of a teenager.
Yeah, it's like when they wear like headphones or something at the table. Take off
Yeah.
your headphones while we're all sitting together. Finally, it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm not looking out my window, or I wasn't, but I see a big flash, like like someone taking a picture of me. I go, hun, someone is taking a picture of me. She goes, no one is taking a picture of you. That came from the TV. I said, okay. Then my son comes downstairs. He goes, "Yeah, my girlfriend ordered, uh, DoorDash, so it's outside. I'm just grabbing it." I go, "So they were taking a picture? Talk about freaking me the freaking hell out! Taking pictures because they're taking pictures of the food to make sure they show they delivered it. I'm seeing people take pictures of me inside of my house. That's what I'm seeing. I'm out on that. No, no. You know what? Don't. No. I'll just reimburse you the money, son. Okay."
They weren't taking a picture of you though, that you just thought they were.
Well, it was scary. It was very, very scary,
It
and I was
looked
right.
like it.
Yes, it looked like it. And then, by the way, they ordered something else, and it came a half hour later. Two Door Dashes.
That's a problem.
It is. It's a problem. It's a problem.
DoorDash and Jam, those things are the prices are so jacked
It's
up, it's absurd.
such a freaking racket. It
It,
is
it
such a racket.
Mm.
I
yeah.
mean, not quite Surfside racket, but racket.
I have a follow-up question. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. I had something else, but I don't like it anymore.
Oh,
No, I don't like it. I'm not saying
okay.
it.
Your significant other, is that your name for her is Hun? Is that what you guys
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
Hun?
Yeah, I called her hun at that moment.
But
But
is that your usual?
I've said hun.
Yeah.
I don't say Sue. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you
What about
what do you say?
well, we say babe.
I can't even
Yeah, we
talk
say
to you
babe.
anymore. I can't even be your friend anymore.
And come on, it's very normal and common.
I got you, babe.
Now, I want to say this, but don't rush to judgment. We used to, and still on occasion, say "bae," but not the pop culture "bae" like BAE that came around 10 years ago or something. Many more years ago than that, when we first started dating, Sue sent me calm your face. She sent me a text she was so words and stuff is always like a thing with me. I mean, that's
We know this.
no surprise, right? And I guess it is with my wife, or at the time my new girlfriend. And she had texted me from a store, and I didn't answer, so she sent some follow-up texts, and one of them said "Bay," B-A-Y question mark. Again, this is like 15 years ago. And I thought that was funny because like she was always shortening words. So sometimes we do that as the shortened babe.
I'm not going to judge you, but I'm not.
I will.
Well,
What about you, Brian? What do you guys call each other?
I call my wife babe too.
There you
Call her
go.
babe. Yeah.
Yeah, babe. And but does she? And then it's goes both ways. We
Yeah.
both say,
I think I've been called babe before, but not often.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm admitted to it. But you
does
know
the,
what?
does the cleaning lady call you babe?
Not yet. But it could be coming.
It's coming.
Yes.
That's coming.
She's gonna try to slip in a hun.
Ugh, I think I have been called hun by her. Yeah. All right. It's getting uncomfortable. So speaking of baby, Adam Cole, egg beaters with Bryant. What do we got, Bryant?
Give me. I feel like this is my layup almost for our
What is
topic
egg
You
here.
better do
beaters?
it, I hope.
Yeah,
What?
egg beaters is wrestling related. It's wrestling related topics. And for me, of course, we'll talk a little current, but I want to also do some nostalgia a little bit here. Current, we've got an AEW pay-per-view coming up as this drops. As this drops, it is already passed with Full
Mm.
Gear. And then we've got Survivor Series coming up as this drops this Saturday, right after Thanksgiving. Um, Full Gear, headlined by the AEW World Championship match, Samoa Joe versus Hangman Page. They're crowning AEW is getting yet another championship. I know we're all excited about that. The national
Thank God.
championship, because we need another one there. So we'll
Mm.
have a casino gauntlet for that. A lot of things going on there. Is Mercedes Monet, Ultimo Monet, as she wants to call herself, going for belt number 14, going against Chris Statlander for the women's championship. Bro Dito defending the tag titles versus FTR. Card still slowly building and making its way as we get closer to the show. WWE's presenting Survivor Series, War Games. We have a chat. Matt's kind of mentioned it. To me, one of the most star-studded men's fields since the War Games has been brought to WWE's main roster. You've got Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre on one side. Absolutely crazy names there, especially because I know Logan Paul's going to try to jump off the top. Let's be realistic here. But on the other side, you've got Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, the Usos, and now Roman Reigns. Just complete star-studded lineup, huge lineup for the men's match. That's filling out very nicely.
That's what she said.
Exactly. You've got the women's match. You've got Asuka and Kyrie, Lash Legend, Nia Jax, and a fifth partner to be named. Kind of, we all have an idea here on who the fifth person will probably be. On the other side, you've got Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, AJ Lee possibly after Monday night. Leading to some speculation. So still a team to be filled out. Then there's a little crappy match for the Intercontinental title. But, we've got, the women's title match as well. We've got the women's title on the line as well at the show. Again, WWE's had some shows together. War Games is always a match everybody looks forward to. I'm guessing my fellow eggs will not be watching. I know Brad's traveling, but
Might be back that night.
It's hard for me to watch live, but I watch as close to live as possible.
Yeah, I'm interested in that very much. So
will either of you be taking in Full Gear?
You can
I promise you I won't.
yeah. Well, by the way, I don't think you said that, but you were so excited about Thanksgiving weekend, you throw in Survivor Series too.
Yes. Yeah,
big-
that's a good way to spend the Saturday night.
Used to
Absolutely.
be on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, there was always a Thanksgiving tradition to compete with Starrcade originally, and then Starrcade moved to Christmas, and then just became what it eventually turned into there for WCW. So,
I probably won't watch Full Gear live either. I could actually go because it's close.
yeah, you could have been going this whole time.
Happening
You just-
close to me, and
Yeah.
I guess that's not entirely ruled out. but I probably won't go. And
again with that.
I probably won't watch it till like Monday, knowing what my schedule's like.
That's the first of the year, Monday of January is when you'll watch it.
Yeah, your
Yes.
schedule is rough.
That's right. I got a lot, man. I got a whole spreadsheet.
Ugh.
Spreadsheets, sure. Yeah. So, but also want to talk a little history if we can as well, because as we're recording, it's November 19th, in wrestling history is an event that happened. Show itself kind of meh, but the main event, Survivor Series of 1995. Cards kind of mix and match. You have your wild card teams. It's the return of the Undertaker from a horrible orbital bone injury where he wears this great creepy mask. But it's about the main event. Diesel, 358 days as champion, defending the title against the real greatest of all time, Bret the Hitman Hart. It is, without question, my favorite Bret Hart match because it is so different from anything that Bret had put on because it was more of the, not the technical, but he showed the different side of him. He could be technical. He could do the hard, not I'm going to say hardcore, but he could do that more gritty, beat down kind of style. It's also the first Spanish announce table bump in WWE history as well that night. And the win, spoiler, I guess, I don't know. Bret wins the title out of absolute nowhere. Just a small package roll up on Diesel out of nowhere. Diesel thinks he's done, trying to pick him up, and Bret just rolls him up for a quick 1, 2, 3 out of nowhere. I love the finish because it's so unexpected. The match is great to me. I love that match, and I got to bring it up because this is the day it happened.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean that's great. Um, it's funny that someone with 11 soft can be pulled up in a small package like that, huh?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I remember watching it live. Did this take place in Landover, Maryland, or is that am I
Yes,
making?
it did. You are
Yes.
correct. This is the one. It is also known for having the Bill Clinton impersonator who
And
was in the crowd with Sonny
was
because they
it
were trying to do the
uh,
mock Monica Lewinsky. And
still in the news?
it was still popular at the time.
Still in the news now. Mr. Clinton. Is Was it also the debut of Goldust that night?
That it was as well.
What is
Yes.
going on?
Yep.
Look at Matt go.
Oh
Look at
yeah.
Matt go.
In the wild card match, right? Wasn't
Nope,
it?
he had a one-on-one
Oh,
for
he had
his
a
debut.
one-on-one. Okay.
Yep, had a one-on-one match for his debut that
All
night.
right. I screwed it up. Who
Oh,
was it
you're
again?
still look at you go on a roll there.
So I remember watching the match. It was a good match, definitely one of Diesel's best matches, I would say. But
That's really what it's kind of known for.
I never really liked the matches where Bret would get his ass kicked all match and then win, because that happened a lot.
hmm
And you
I
know how I feel about Bret.
I know. Yeah. I always thought the spot where Brett gets Diesel in the corner and uses the mic cable and just ties him to the corner. So it kind of makes the match one dimensional and keeps Diesel there to allow Brett to have the offense. I always thought that spot was so innovative and ingenious that I just thought that spot was really great to do
Yeah.
for the match to help stop, try to shrink Diesel down to keep Brett's size so Brett could have that control, and thought it was great. So, and I'll throw in one more for Brad over there. Like to congratulate Thrillbilly Silas Mason becoming the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, beating Tom Lattimore. Fantastic for him. Congrats on to him, and I can't wait to see the run that he goes on.
I cannot believe he's still in NWA.
Mm-hmm.
Guy is so charismatic. He's got so much
Yes.
talent. He when he came on the Kickout Crew, I couldn't believe it was it was some of the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah, guy's
And
great.
I'm shocked that he just hasn't moved on from that, but it looks like he's embraced it and that's what he's doing.
Absolutely, he's embraced it. Now he's getting around on top. He's the World Heavyweight Champion, and the NWA champion gets to carry the 10 pounds of gold.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Good dude. Really good dude. Which brings us to thank you for that, Bryant. Always like to talk a little wrestling. Inspired eggs. And what inspired eggs is just something that's inspired us. People, anything that inspired us. So, Matt.
Yeah, I'll keep this brief. This was tough for me. You know,
Us too. Us
I,
too.
I wrote this down. I wrote this down a while back, and it's kind of expired, an expired egg, if you will. But this individual was inspirational to me and deserves some credit. And it's Conrad Thompson. Now, who's that? He is he's a mortgage salesman, but he also started a wrestling podcast empire in a sub community that we were all a part of called Ad Free Shows, and we all subscribed, and it led to how we met and things like that. But Conrad's like a hardworking dude and a self-made millionaire, and I listened to him talk so much, mostly about wrestling, but also about his life and business and stuff. And I learned a lot from him about, you know, hardworking sort of stuff, work ethic. He would always give advice to people who would write in questions. One of the things I did that's been very important to my life is I refinanced my mortgage in February of 2020, right before the pandemic started. And that turned out to be a huge successful move because, I got a lower interest rate and a shorter term, and I'm cruising with it now. Anybody who bought a home later on, once things went to shit with pandemic and people moving around and all the things that came with COVID, interest rates were high. People were foregoing all the steps that you're supposed to do to make sure you're making a good deal with the house, like inspection and stuff. And I just avoided all that garbage, and I've got myself locked into a nice financial situation with the house, and that's because of Conrad. So that was an inspiration and something he inspired me to do. So there you have it.
It wasn't
Uh,
that brief.
it wasn't that brief. I want to say one more thing.
Okay, perfect.
Great.
We did this once before, and the my previous inspired egg was Sean T, the fitness instructor, and T stands for Thompson. So they're both my two inspirations are Thompsons.
That was not, you did not need to go back on
That's
that.
what this is what I talk about.
All right. I mean, that's good. I like Conrad, and he really got me through a tough time. I mean, that was a tough time for all of us. And when we needed something most, he was there, and we all became friends because of him. So I thank him for that, and I appreciate him for that. Do you guys know the name Luke Menzies?
Is it Marco
No.
Stunt?
Menzies. Did I say that right, Bryant?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Luke Menzies. Well, this is not an inspired day because I really struggled with this week, and I'm the one that makes the outline. But I just kind of did it on a whim, and then realized I had nothing. But I recently listened to Luke Menzies on the Busted Open podcast, which is a wrestling podcast, a daily show. Actually, it's actually on Sirius Radio. It's more of a radio show, and he is also known as Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland's been part of the WWE and NXT for quite a while. Years back, he there was a move that happened on another wrestler, Big E, Langston at the time, or Big E, and he broke his neck, and it was like a just a horrible thing, and it really sent him kind of a really his career was never really the same after that. But they still gave him some other opportunities. Well, he's been hurt over and over and over again, and he had some frustration. Spoke pretty poorly against the WWE, and they released him. I mean, it's a reaction. We all have reactions. They are going to cover his surgery, but he's been accident prone, and his family did a GoFundMe for him, and he has been torched online for that. He's not the one who created the GoFundMe. His family created the GoFundMe. He's not going to say no, I don't want it, but he also made a vow that he will pay every back to whatever's everybody's favorite charity. Now, he has not inspired me yet because he's going through it right now. What I'm really hoping for is that he does inspire me and he can dig his way out of this. We think because these people are on TV and they've had some success that they're rich and that they don't have to worry about anything for the rest of their lives, but that is not true. This is how they make a living. They have to make a lot of money to pay a lot of things. So, just hoping the best for him, and I hope that he can inspire me one day and overcome all this.
I agree with that. I think he's got the potential for more, and like right now he's got the neck surgery he's getting ready to go for, and unfortunately he was out with injury when he was released from WWE, so that took a little bit from, or not released, but his contract wasn't renewed. But I know WWE, a lot of people gave WWE flack for that since he was hurt, but it's always about what you do next, and I think he can be a good example to see what happens next.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, I didn't know most of this, to be honest with you. I know who he is, and of course I know about the Big E situation. Um, I did not know about the GoFundMe thing. You know, that's always I often don't know what to think with a lot of these GoFundMes. Like, I do understand that just because you're a talent that could have potentially been earning a steep paycheck for a short amount of time, that maybe we have an expectation that they have a lot of money saved up. Maybe they don't. You know, if you're Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, you probably have a lot of millions kicking around in bank accounts.
Sure.
But if you're
Hmm.
Ridge Holland, I don't know. But, and, you know, I hope I'm never in a situation like this. There's ways out there to buy insurance and have accounts and take care of your own business. You know, not every GoFundMe I think is should exist, you know. That oh, this guy wrestled for 40 years and now he's got nothing. Well, he made money along the way that he could have invested so that he had future money. It's not my fault that he didn't, you know.
But my point is that he didn't ask for this. It was set up by his family. He didn't want
I'm not
this,
necessarily talking about
and
just him.
and
I
he
was
was
talking about in
torched for it,
general.
just
Mm.
torched for it.
And I'm giving you a reason why people might be torching him.
So
I'm not trying to torch him.
no, I know, and he just wanted to come out and kind of clear the air and actually just explain things because you can't live on X.
Mm.
It's a
Yeah.
dangerous place. But anyway, Bryant, are you next?
I think so. Sure, I'll go next anyway.
What? I got confused. I forgot what we were
Did
doing.
They're good. Inspiring for me. Talked wrestling. Let's talk amateur wrestling as well. Man, from mentioned on the show here a few weeks ago, we talked about some upsets, and in 2000, Rulon Gardner pulled off one of the biggest upsets of all time, beating Alexander Karelin to win a gold medal. But what's inspiring about him is not just the story of him getting to this spot. I mean, he wasn't considered one of the best heavyweights in the world. I knew Rulon because he's a University of Nebraska guy, Nebraska graduate, wrestled here, but wasn't the big name. He wasn't the flashy name, but it's also what he's overcome outside of wrestling as well. We had this great rise in wrestling, but I think of him now. He is an inspirational speaker. Kind of tells his story a little bit. 2002, I believe it was. He had a snowmobile accident, which he was separated from his team and ended up being stuck for several hours out in freezing conditions. Ended up having experienced hypothermia, severe frostbite. Ended up losing some toes because of it, because of being out in the conditions, and still was able to survive and overcome and find his way to get help for himself. He's also survived a plane crash. He was a part of a plane crew that was flying, and they had the plane went down in water. Luckily, he was able to help everybody get out of their restraints, swim to land, but had no way to radio for help. So they had to literally just sit out on the shore and just kind of float and wait for help to arrive. And, luckily it wasn't, freezing conditions out. So much like the first incident. And, then he's had he's gone on struggles with weight, and he's been on The Biggest Loser as well, trying to help himself get, correct himself. And I always just view, for me as a wrestler, he was inspiring because he made me feel like that anybody could help kind of achieve these goals, and you don't have to be these big names or, established stars. You can do it. And then to see what has happened to him outside of wrestling in life, and how he just keeps overcoming, and always, anytime you see him, he's always got a smile. He's always talking great and has such a positive outlook. And that's always inspiring to me.
You didn't struggle with this at all.
I did a little because I couldn't think. It was a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that. That was not a struggle. That was
That's
something
a
that was
topic
well
for later,
prepared.
Brad. Calm
Yeah.
down.
Getting ahead.
Getting ahead of ourselves on the outline, Brad.
Oh yeah, I did do that, didn't I? No, very good, Brian. I like the story. It's definitely very inspiring.
Yeah, I didn't know most of that stuff, the
No.
Mhm.
toes.
Yeah.
All right then. I
Yeah.
guess we're done talking about that.
We are done, and on to you, Brad.
All right, so guess what, guys? The omelet is misunderstood villains. Can you believe I struggled doing my own topic? I actually did.
I can
I
believe it.
started digging in, and then second guessing myself on a lot of it. And then, so let's talk about why I think villains, or we may all think villains in movies and TV shows are misunderstood because everybody always thinks they're on the right side of everything in a show. There's obvious ones here, and there's ones that maybe aren't so obvious, but everybody thinks they're on the right side of it. There's very few villains that I think are completely evil. I think they think they're doing the right thing, even if it's completely wrong. A good example is Negan from The Walking Dead. And I know you guys aren't big fans of that, but he was pure evil, like when I first watched that show. But then when you come to find out, what they did a good job of, and so did like Lost, was showing the other side of the story, where most of these characters you don't ever see that other side. But in Lost, they landed on an island and there were people already living there. Those people became the villains. But in fact, you see it many years later, the side of the people living there were all in like, I don't know, almost condos it looked like, and living and reading, they're like having book club. Now, when we saw them when they first came out, they were all in barefoot, fake beards and everything like that, acting like they're natives. But in fact, they're just afraid of losing what they already have. So they're protecting what they have. And the same with Negan in Walking Dead. He had his group, and they needed to fight for survival, as did the group that we followed. But we were on their side because that's the point of view we were always seeing. So these two shows did a really good job of showing the other side of it and why maybe people thought that way. It's even like the book Beowulf. There was the side of Grendel. They actually have the book they wrote, Grendel's point of view. Now, I know I'm getting deep in the weeds here, but there is the other side of it, the villain side. And it does make you think. Now, there's some obvious ones here. A good one is Frankenstein's monster. Not Frankenstein, because Frankenstein's the doctor. I mean, I think most of us know that. But you have a creature here, a human, made. He was made by a doctor. Everything that he had to use was three times the size. So right off the bat, you have a giant, which is already going to scare people. Now you're waking this creature up, and he doesn't even know what he is. What exactly do you think is going to happen here? Is he evil? He doesn't know what he is. He just knows that was nothing, and now he's walking around and he's about 8 feet tall. Definitely a misunderstood character. Another good one is Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. Now, let's face it, after number 8, number 9, number 10, maybe he could have cooled off a little bit. But the fact was, is he was tortured. He was treated very badly as a boy. He was ignored and he drowned in the lake. And because these beautiful women and men were having sex, they didn't have time to watch him and help him, and he died, and he has revenge on them. Now, is that the best way of doing things? Probably not, but you can understand why he was a little pissed off. Another obvious one, of course, is Darth Vader. Now, before Darth Vader became the machine that he is, he already turned into Darth Vader. Anakin Skywalker was Darth Vader before he became a robot. But I don't think it helped that he had all of his limbs cut off and burned off, and then they made him into a robot. I don't think that helped the situation. I'm sure he wasn't thinking as clearly. But I always think he's misunderstood. And of course, he does have, I wouldn't call it a happy ending, but a revelation, of course. Another one is, of course, we've talked about her several times on the show, is the Wicked Witch of the West. She grew up not evil, grew up green, okay, and was treated very badly by her parents, by her, schoolmates. And sometimes, it's hate to say it, but too much of anything can turn you into something you don't want to be. So that's another good example of that. I mean, there's prejudice, it's political, and everything with her turned her into evil. By the way, that movie's coming out this week. I know you guys will be right in line for it, right?
I actually do want to see that first Wicked movie, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Of course, it's enjoyable. You guys would like it. Do you guys remember the Dukes of Hazzard?
Of course.
Okay. So Boss Hogg, right? Boss Hogg was the corrupt head of the police department, the boss, I guess you would say, chief of police in a small town of Hazard. What's funny about this is we always had the side of Bo and Luke Duke. Bo and Luke Duke, do you remember the way they drove their cars in the neighborhood? They were jumping over everything, and not to mention, they were illegally making moonshine in the garage. They're the criminals, not Boss Hogg. I mean, Boss Hogg had his things, but he was trying to keep. We were on the side of the outlaw, not the law. Boss Hogg, misunderstood. And then, of course, there's Johnny Lawrence. Now that Cobra Kai has come out, we of course have the complete backstory of Johnny Lawrence and the way he was for Karate Kid, why he acted as he did for Daniel LaRusso. But let's also face facts. Daniel LaRusso was hitting on his girlfriend from the very beginning. He goes down to talk to her. Maybe he was a little bit, I wouldn't say violent, but maybe aggressive. But this guy's getting in his face and he's trying to, and really, from all we know, they were just trying to have a conversation. She wasn't being Elizabeth Shue wasn't being very, very nice. And Daniel LaRusso, I mean, I think we should have been on Johnny Lawrence's side from the beginning. Definitely a misunderstood villain. What else we got here? Bobby Heenan, famous wrestling manager. I think when I realized that Bobby Heenan was misunderstood is he was always against Hulk Hogan at first, right? Why is he against Hulk Hogan? He's against Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is evil to him. And then when Hulk Hogan actually turned to the dark side, Bobby Heenan turned babyface on us, and all of a sudden he was still against Hogan. He stuck with it. He just never believed in Hulk Hogan. He said he was bad from the beginning. Bobby Heenan, misunderstood villain. We talked about Ivan Drago from the Rockies. We have the backstory on him now. Clubber Lang from the Rockies came from prison, and we always made him this aggressive guy. Really, he just wanted to win the championship. Again, misunderstood. But I think my favorite two or three, Lex Luger from Superman. We're always on the side of Superman because why? Superman's fighting for us, right? All Lex Luger was afraid of was that the world was going to be taken over by an alien and we'd be
Luther.
destroyed. I said Luther, right? Did I say Luger? Just like the
Couple times.
Luther. He was afraid that an alien that's all powerful, that if you went the wrong way, the world would end. Is that really too unbelievable to think? I think not. I got two more for you guys. The T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Here we go. We have made a creature that is not from this time, put him in an environment, and expect him to what? To what? Just be tame? He didn't know what humans were. He didn't know what anything was. He's just there. He's getting like electrocuted everywhere he walks. He finally gets through. Yeah, he's a little pissed off. Who's the real villain in that? I think we all know who the villain is. The guy that created the park. Hammond. He did it. He's the villain, not the T-Rex. The T-Rex is just, what am I even doing here? I'm 180 million years old. Finally, Sid from Toy Story. Let's face it. Sid did not know that these toys were alive. He's just a 10-year-old kid having a fun, blowing up some toys, painting on his toys. We all did it. I think I set something off in a firecracker, and I didn't know. I didn't know that my He-Man was alive and talking to Skeletor and my stuffed animal Teddy. I didn't know these things. If I did, I wouldn't have tried to blow them up. There's your omelet. What do you guys got? Anything?
I have remarks. First of all, I as previously mentioned, we love Lost. We should talk about that on a future episode. But I like how you said that they landed on the island. Not not
Sometimes
quite
I get
sure.
lost in my words. We
I'm
know
not
that.
quite sure I would phrase it. I'm not quite sure I would phrase it that
All
way.
right, crashed.
I do believe there is an episode of Community, which always was digging deep into pop culture, about the Karate Kid and how Daniel was not the protagonist.
Oh,
And
I've never seen Community. I should watch.
they explored that. There was a whole episode where they really explored that.
There's
So I
also
just
an
ripped
episode
somebody.
of How I Met Your Mother that way too.
Oh boy,
Well, you should know that
that I
one.
watched.
Um, I love that you mentioned the T-Rex thing because God, I don't remember the context, but I swear like 10 years ago, there was like a pro wrestler was like watching Jurassic Park for the first time. It's many years after its release. And they were like live tweeting their watching experience. And I guess I caught wind of some of these texts. And they were like, I knew T-Rex was going to have a big face turn at the end of the movie.
He did too.
Huge
That's
face
so good.
turn, right? Saves them from the Raptors.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. I also love, have you seen that little, this is off track. There's an image online. Like, obviously, there's different periods of dinosaurs in history. X amount of millions of years ago and X amount of millions of years ago, Jurassic period, Cretaceous period. I don't
Yeah.
know the numbers,
Mm-mm.
but there's this little graph that shows like the gap between like this group of dinosaurs and this group of dinosaurs is much bigger than the gap between the later group of dinosaurs and an iPhone.
Yeah, exactly.
And finally, my misunderstood villain is the Grinch.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I can be very Grinch-like myself. I love Christmas, so we're different on that. But I don't like loud noises from Kahoozies and Kawatsits. You know, I don't. If somebody makes an unexpected noise in this house, they're gonna hear it from me.
And I think no better movie explained that than the Jim Carrey one of
Mm,
how obnoxious everybody else was but the Grinch.
Yeah,
Nobody liked that mayor. That mayor was obnoxious.
ridiculous.
Obnoxious is an excellent word to describe these people. These who's.
Yeah. And what did they call him? A what?
Yeah,
Who do they think they are?
there it is.
Brian, do you have anything?
Well, Matt did a great job on rebuttals. So I won't rebuttal his rebuttals. Uh, I do have a few. I have a couple that I wrote down myself. Because I don't know if you'd. I understand why you'd be considered a villain, but I love X-Men, so I have to put Magneto on this as a misunderstood villain. Uh, how he's always portrayed as the guy who's just anti-human, and is just always wanting to stop them, but in reality, he's protecting his fellow mutants. He wants to protect them from what the humans can do to them. So to me, Magneto is always somebody who's kind of misunderstood in that way of you view him as evil because he's doing all these things, but in reality, he's just trying to help at the same time. His methods are just different than what Charles's are.
And that's what I felt about Lex Luthor, even, is what I was trying
Mhm.
to get at there. I wasn't explaining it well, but there's a lot of renditions of him as well. But the
Correct.
whole idea was he was on the side of humanity, even though he wasn't really a great guy. He was on the side of humanity, like as to it'd be a scary thing if for some reason Superman went wrong. It would
Right.
be a bad thing for the world. That's all. But you're right about
Absolutely.
Magneto's a good one.
Yeah. One that I'll use from I know it's something that's foreign to Matt from literature from books.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm going to throw in a name. Matt's probably watched the movies because he didn't want to read the books. I'll throw in Snape from Harry Potter. He when you see he's introduced, he's just this. You think of him as this mean villain who's just anti-Harry, going after him, attacking him. Always going. Trying to stop him and thwart whatever he's doing. And then you realize that at the same time, he's the one in the background protecting him, trying to help him because of his love for his mother. And I'm sorry, spoiler, I guess. I don't know. Matt's probably not going to read the books, but um, we he it comes out in the end that he was just trying to help and protect while also trying to be that infiltrator to learn the secrets, and he's in that dark world already. So I have to throw him in there on that list as well as kind of someone who's misunderstood, but it's more later revealed than it was misunderstood, I think, too. So um and then I had Vader. You did a great job on Vader. So I want to throw a one random one in here that neither one of you will know, and I am happy about this. His name is Dr. Doofenshmirtz, and he is from Phineas and Ferb. Thank you, Matt. I can see that there. Uh, I the show is a cartoon show for kids, but I freaking love this guy because he fights Perry the Platypus, which is also the funniest thing of him revealing himself as Perry the Platypus. But Doofenshmirtz is this evil guy, but he's not evil because he's evil. It's because he's just so misunderstood because he's been abandoned and outcast and just had this. He was neglected and had these difficult upbringing, and just nobody wanted to be with him or be his friend. And he just has this. He's got this outlook that's just so negative that really he's just wanting to get he's doing all these crazy things so people will notice him, to accept him and make him feel like he's part of something. And it's just also hilarious that he's thwarted all the time by a platypus, and it's just freaking hilarious at the same time. So Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Of
Fantastic.
course,
Yes.
of course. So a good job with Magneto. And since I've been provoked, I must defend myself. You know, you know, when the Harry Potter books became popular in the early 2000s, I picked up the first one. It was that Sorcerer's Stone,
Sure.
and I
Yep.
started reading it. No, I was a college age person, and I read a chapter, and I said, "Oh, this is for people who are younger than me. I'll
Yeah,
pass.
100%. 100%.
Mhm.
I'll pass."
But you know what's
Now,
it grew though. It grew with the age group.
I believe that's right to her credit, the author. as she continued to write books, she thought her fan base would be aging, and she kept up the age of the written material, which is genius and why she's a billionaire, right? Anyways, now my son is a little kid growing up, and I thought, oh, we read to him all the time, by the way, and he's a great reader. And I said, oh, maybe we should try to read him the Harry Potter books. And, there's a whole universe of joy to be had out there, I think, right? The same way I might love pro wrestling or Star Wars universe or something. People like Harry Potter. So I'm reading him the book a little bit every night, a little bit every night. He don't like it, and I don't like it because it sucks. What is this book? I read like 100 pages of this book. Nothing happened. It was
Well, at least you hit
awful.
your quota for the year.
Yeah.
Awful. That's it. We're off. We're done. That was my one other shot in life to maybe get into Harry Potter. Was with a young my son. We're off. No Harry Potter.
Hard to believe that soured you on books forever.
This is why you can't read.
There it is. Yes, we figured it out.
So, there is one other, I can't believe we're going off on this now, but there's another series that did the same thing as the Harry Potter book. So, and that's Stranger Things.
Yeah.
They basically my daughter is the same age as all of them now, my oldest daughter, and grew up with them, and they got older with them. But anyway, two others that I thought before we wrap this up, that I thought I could find some misunderstanding about both of them, and I couldn't, was Skeletor from He-Man and Gargamel from the Smurfs. They're just bad people. So that's it.
It's true. Yeah.
There's nothing. There's nothing there.
No,
Why is he obsessed with them? Who cares about the Smurfs?
he wanted to eat them.
They're this big. I don't understand.
Just
He's
step
like
on them.
6'5".
What a great
Anyway,
name. What a great name,
Gargamel,
Garfield. What
and
an
then
awesome name
Azrael.
that is.
Yeah, she's misunderstood. Azrael, or is it a he? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that brings us to bullshit eggs. Thanks for participating, by the way, guys. That was fun. And this is just basically hard boiled for everyone. So, Matt, what do you got?
Hang on, I want to go back because I mentioned Gargamel and the name thing. I wanted to say earlier when I was talking about Rebel, her stage name, of course, her real name is Tania.
Hmm?
That could be on my list there. That's an unusual name.
Well, it hasn't quite made the list yet. Is that what you're saying? Or it could be, or is it?
No, it could have been on the list. It's on the list.
There
On
it
the
is.
list.
All right,
Rebel's not bad
bullshit
either.
eggs. Bullshit eggs. Something I think is bullshit. You know what's bullshit, guys? I could have mentioned this last week when I was asking you guys questions. I asked about if we'd ever been stung by a bee. And I purposely withheld this little detail because I knew at some point I was going to bring this up again, and the opportunity presented itself just 1 week later. The notion that bumblebees don't sting. Bullshit. Bumblebees do sting. No, not as often as your average wasp or honeybee or whatever's normally stinging us. And apparently only the females sting, but
Yeah.
they can sting repeatedly. It's not like a generic bee where, the stinger comes out and that's the end of it. I was fucking stung by a bumblebee when I was little. So that's whenever somebody says bumblebees don't sting, you stop and you call bullshit.
I will. Let me ask you guys a question about this. Because I react a certain way. How do you guys feel when a bee comes around? What do you do?
I run away. I don't swat.
Oh, I just randomly just start swinging, just swinging the hand.
That's of course you would.
You know what I do? And this is a true story. I
You
talk
talk to
shit.
it?
I talk
There.
shit and act like I don't give a fuck about this bee. And if a bee lands on me, I watch it land on me. And as everybody else is trying to swat this thing, I'm like, no, let the bee try. Let the bee try. Let's see what this bee can do.
I,
And never ever do I get stung now.
I like
I show
that
no fear to that bitch ass
we
bee.
have three different takes on what to do. Bryant's, of course, is the most unintelligent because he's
It is,
asking
of
for
course. Yeah. Just swing
Um,
wildly.
I'm not running from bees.
No, I run.
No,
I
I'm
run.
out. Bees this freaking big. I'm not running.
It's
Anyway,
painful.
um, so mine is egg whites, if you will, too. So I remember saying how I cleaned up my Facebook page. Okay. So my
Yep.
wife invited me to join a group, Pitt Parents, because our daughter goes to Pitt. So I do it. And this thing comes up about 10 times now on my feed. And guess what it is? It's three good-looking girls looking for a fourth roommate again. Bullshit egg. I just when I get out, they put me back in. They bring me back. I can't be looking at this stuff. Do you understand? These girls do not go to this school. This group is bullshit. They are not going to have any trouble finding a roommate. Why are they soliciting for a roommate on the parents' page?
Did you discuss this with Sue?
She's out of town. But when she gets back, it's on.
Gonna hear it.
Yeah.
I think she set you up.
I feel set up. I feel set up because I cleaned this thing up. Now it's back again.
I told you. I said, how long do you think that's gonna last?
What do I need to even have this thing? What do I care what the other parents think? What do I give a shit about what the other parents
spend
are
an awful
thinking?
lot of time on Facebook for somebody who has trouble navigating it.
I didn't say I had trouble navigating it. I said there's the wrong things that I'm seeing. Anyway, bullshit egg. Bryant, you're up.
My bullshit egg is also an egg white, but it is not my egg white. It's Brad's.
Oh no.
Sue and I have decided that we were gonna do some traveling for the holiday here for New Year's. We're gonna go out and we were wanting to go see a show. And Ticketmaster is where you buy your tickets. And you get online, and the ticket is very reasonable. It's $100, which I feel is expensive to me still, but I'm like, I can deal with that. And then you get to the end, and you realize that no, it's $600 total for the two tickets because of fees and everything else they throw in there. And I don't understand why. And I'm calling bullshit on convenience fees, or the arena fees, all these random fees that just need to be added into Ticketmaster. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't know why. Why do I need this? It's not like I'm getting a VIP package to go meet somebody. Like that, if you told me, hey, I'm going to meet the people, great, totally on board. Charge me whatever you want. But I'm just going, and there's a tax on top of a fee with another tax involved and a fee on this. Like, what do we need all this for?
But
Makes no sense.
Yeah,
This doesn't
something's
sound
not. No, so you did something wrong because
No.
first of all, these companies have been told that they have to be more upfront with their fees, and they have been.
Oh no, they list them. I see them. I know what the fees are. So.
But you don't make the. Are there too many fees and hidden price increases? Absolutely, but you don't get from 100 to 600. You clicked on something else, or your expectations were wrong, or something.
Oh no, so no, it's 100 per ticket. So and it's going to be me, Sue, and Sue's mom.
300.
So it's 300. Then got me to 600 when I got into the checkout.
Well, I
Still.
appreciate the extra ticket.
That's why I don't
That's helped
understand.
me, Elisa. So it's a
Yeah.
200% charge?
So that's the part I don't understand. That's where I'm confused.
Yeah.
Because
Is
like
parking involved?
there's an arena fee on there. What is that?
Yeah, that's weird.
What
And
is an arena fee?
I'm still gonna.
Who we seeing?
I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm calling double bullshit here because that's something went wrong.
You can say it's a Nebraska thing. I understand that. I don't care because again, we tax the stupidest shit we can in this state. But there's no need for this. Like
You were really forthright though, because you didn't mention the third ticket. Well,
Okay.
right off the bat, you've added another $100 for that, and then there's tax of what is it, 12% in Nebraska?
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
Yeah.
What?
yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's no joke. Yeah.
I'm just making shit up. I just made that up.
Yeah. No,
All right,
it's
so that's 60 plus 120. So 120. So now you're at 720 for tax, right?
It says 5.5% Nebraska sales tax.
it doesn't. It's not our sales
That's
tax.
cheaper than where me and Brad live. A lot of bullshit's going on here.
We're all bullshit, apparently. I don't know what clearly I did something wrong. We'll go with that. You know what's bullshit? Me not knowing how to buy tickets. There
Why
it is.
did you say your tax is 12%?
Pretty sure that's what it was. What else am I looking at here? Now I got to go find. Now I'm going to go buy the
What?
tickets now.
And-
Just go
and-
see if I can pull everything.
I
out.
don't know. I don't know if we can have this on air.
You know what? I'll cut it. Fuck it. I don't care.
What is the act? Brad, you wanted to know who the musical act
Yeah,
was.
who's a musical act?
Oh, that's we're gonna go see Weird Al.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, this is definitely unacceptable.
Oh no, this is 100%. Even like for like our state wrestling tournament that we have at the same arena, the ticket's $7, but when you get through the fees and everything, it's usually if you buy two. So usually, like, because I have friends that'll go, they'll get two tickets, $7, ends up being $35 that they end up paying.
Okay. All right. Good job.
Sure.
Appreciate it. All right. So Matt, let's get to duck eggs, huh? I
duck
never gave you
eggs.
duck eggs before.
Never?
No, I only do duck eggs.
Oh, wow. So obscure facts, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I had this one in the chamber for months, just sitting there waiting for my turn on duck eggs.
Yeah. 53 weeks, 54.
And I'll try to make it short. So you guys know what Mercury is, right?
Yeah, it's a planet. It's the smallest
Yeah, it's
one.
it's the planet closest to the sun in our solar system. Did you know that a day in Mercury is longer than a year? Now, how is that possible? Because a day is how long does it take to rotate? All right, let me just read it here so I don't screw it up. Takes 88 Earth days to orbit the sun, so that's a year. But it takes 176 days to complete a full solar day, which means turn around on its own axis. So when Earth turns around on its axis, that's a day. And when it orbits the sun, that's a year. Obviously, a day is there's 365 of those in a year. It's the reverse with Mercury. It takes
Hmm.
so fucking long for it to spin on itself. It's like half of one of our years, but only 88 Earth days to go around the sun. So a Mercury day is longer than a Mercury year. It's fascinating to me.
That is interesting. Because I didn't know where you were going with that. Because I know that trips around the sun are less. I knew a year would be less for them because
Yeah.
they're closer to it.
But it takes, forever to actually spin around on its own axis.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's a Fish song called Mercury where they makes its way into the lyrics there.
What's your favorite planet besides Earth?
My favorite planet. Is there a Uranus joke somewhere? I don't know if I have a favorite planet. I don't know.
Pluto.
Mars?
Well, Pluto.
Saturn?
Now that's another problem I have is because Pluto was disqualified as a planet. And it was called a
Yeah.
dwarf planet.
It is not a planet.
I had a real problem with that.
Good thing we didn't have a podcast when that ruling came out.
Yeah, I would have been pissed off. That's talk about
Yeah.
hard boiled. I think my favorite planet is Jupiter because every year you find out a little more about Jupiter because I think when I first started learning about Jupiter, it had 16 moons, and now I think it's some kind of ridiculous number of maybe in the hundreds or something ridiculous. And I'm making that up because I don't know, but it's definitely more than 16. But I always think that's interesting, and it's the
Yeah.
biggest one too. So I'm going to go with Jupiter.
Sure.
Oh, you guys are boring. All
I don't
right,
have a
well,
favorite planet?
yeah, didn't you guys learn the solar system when you were a kid and one interested you more than the other?
No. I mean, did I
No,
learn it? Yes.
I mean,
But
Neptune's a badass name.
am I playing favorites? No.
you apparently should.
Maybe one with Saturn's got the cool rings.
You know
So
what? I feel like Saturn's showing off.
it's just a bunch of dust
Yeah,
anyway.
what the hell's that?
Yeah.
Why? Look what you look at me, my rings. I'm sure Pluto's pissed off. He's not a planet or has rings. Freaking all the way out there in the middle of nowhere.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
Matt. Hit us with the socials.
Oh boy. Well, this has been another episode of Three Eggs Are Better Than One. We're cooking up every Monday morning at 6:30 a.m. Eastern on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. Find us on YouTube at Three Eggs Are Better Than One. The number three, the letter R, the number one. Follow us on X, Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok at Three Eggs Are Better. The number three, the letter R. And our individual accounts at Yes Man Brad, at B Haremza, and I am at Purple Shirt Guy without the I. Leave us some 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts, and please comment on our YouTube, and we will interact. And Bryant, you're next week. What do you got?
Driving home last Saturday and was listening to the Husker game, and Nebraska's had this longtime commentator. His name Greg Sharp. Unfortunately, he passed away from cancer. And so this year we have a new voice of the Huskers. And didn't like it. Didn't like him. Didn't like his delivery. Didn't like his style. Didn't like anything about it. And then it just made me think of, who are some of these announcers that we like? So this is homework for my fellow eggs as well. Who are some announcers, commentators, whoever, doesn't have to be wrestling related, could be basketball, could be football, could be whatever. Who are some announcers, commentators that you guys like that draw you in, that makes you get lost in that game, in this game, match, whatever it may be?
Do we want to be specific about wrestling or non-wrestling though?
Well, I mean, it could be. You just got to say, is it a
Okay.
wrestling commentator, or it could be like football or basketball, or like I said, whatever, baseball maybe. So any kind of commentator.
Might just make a Mount Rushmore.
If you want to. Well, I mean, Brad. I see Brad's getting happy over there. So there it
It's
is.
good. It's good. I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So on that note, thank you guys for joining us. It's been fun. We've had some great times here. And did you guys know that during World War II, a Great Dane named Juliana was awarded the Blue Cross Medal? She extinguished an incendiary bomb by peeing on it. The egg timer's been set. We'll see you guys next week.